The new Riverfront Hotel is just the latest project by the Buccini Pollin Group along the Wilmington riverfront. Over the past decade and a half, no one has been better at developing office, residential, retail, and entertainment venues like Buccini Pollin. A big example, the Queen Theater on Market Street, now a big attraction to draw visitors downtown.
It will bring a few 100,000 people downtown nights and weekends that otherwise weren't.
Add in the Penn Cinema at the riverfront, and the number of downtown visitors added over the past few years is staggering.
So between Penn Cinema and now and the Queen Theater, we will be close to approaching 1 million more people nights and weekends that 3 years ago didn't come.
Buccini Pollin Group's efforts really got going in the heart of downtown Wilmington with projects along Rodney Square.
Wilmingtonians will now have an urban living environment that up until this very day has been found in every other comparable city to Wilmington in the country.
That's Chris Buccini talking in 2002 about the plans to overhaul the old Delaware Trust building on Rodney Square into upscale residential. At the time, some doubted it would draw tenants, but Chris, along with brother Rob and their partner Dave Pollin, have since proved the critics wrong. Hundreds of new residents have moved into downtown Wilmington, into homes developed by Buccini Pollin.
We're very data-driven, and if you look at, we've created about 1,000 units, and probably have about 1,500 to 1,800 new people living downtown. The apartments are between 95 and 100% occupied. If you're looking for an apartment on Market Street right now, I don't know if there is one available.
The company's residential success downtown is mirrored along the riverfront, with about 5,000 workers now employed along the Christina River and more than 1,200 residents living there. Expanding the Market Street spine that connects downtown and the riverfront is the company's next focus. One of the first steps in that effort is the Midtown parking garage currently being demolished.
Garage is something that we spoke with the previous owner for about 4 years in trying to purchase. The brutal structure of the garage really was an impediment to walking down Shipley or walking along 9th Street. So we think with our project we'll be much more pedestrian friendly. It'll be a $50 to $60 million mixed use project that will have parking, residential, and retail.
While there are a handful of other developers in Wilmington, Buccini Pollin is far and away the top dog.
You would think that other people would be following along, and it's surprising that it hasn't happened yet.
As part of an effort to get more private investment in Delaware's downtowns around the state, Governor Markell proposed a $7 million plan to create
downtown development districts, a small number of designated areas in our cities that will qualify for development incentives and a host of other benefits in housing and transportation. Builders looking to make investments in these districts would receive grants for a percentage of their investment.
Markell's chief legal counsel, Andy Lipstone, says the plan is based on a similar program that's had success in Virginia.
The program in Virginia, for every dollar invested in state money, more than $20 came back in terms of private investment. We view this very much as not only economic development, but community development as well. So we expect that there will be a significant housing component.
While there's no guarantee that Wilmington would be declared a downtown development district under the governor's plan, it is highly likely.
This isn't a magic bullet, but we believe it's a great way to sort of reorient development towards our cities.
Hopefully with the new injection of capital through the downtown development districts, more people will see the opportunities that exist here and seize them.
Mike Hare watched Buccini Pollin build along the riverfront while he worked at the Riverfront Development Corporation. He joined BPG in 2008 and says Wilmington would look very different if not for Buccini Pollin.
We could change the skyline. I don't know if anything would have happened to the Delaware Trust building. Who knows what would happen with the Moores and Brandywine buildings, and the riverfront would be drastically different.
For the Buccini brothers, the future of Wilmington is bright.
We have 1,800 people living in our properties here in downtown. I think when people will have that aha moment, I think that's in the next couple of years though. And I think the people that complain about Wilmington and there's nothing to do and the crime's horrible, I think that they're the people that will be the most surprised when they come down here in 12 or 24 months.